as we move on, the other thing that I was shocked about, and I don't know about you, I think we texted, so I have an idea. The Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Phoenix Suns in the 4-5 matchup. The betting market has decided that this thing is pretty much a cinch when you're looking at the way this thing opened up. Minus 600 for the series in favor of the Phoenix Suns over the Los Angeles Clippers. You want to lay 1.5 games, you're laying at $2. You want to lay 2.5 games at plus 105. Total in the series, how about that 5.5, essentially a pick when you're looking at that. I'm pretty astonished. And look, Kevin Durant with Devin Booker on the floor. The Phoenix Suns have a plus 18.4 net rating. They have an offensive rating of 124.7. There are amazing statistical returns for the Phoenix Suns. However, they have really not played anybody. And I think it does very much spit in the face of a Clippers team that does have some strengths that can work for them in this series.
Yeah, no, completely agree. I was just distracted by these prices. This is going to go back to a pro tip we'll continue to use over and over again when we talk about NBA series price betting. It's shop around the markets within the own sports book, because the one I had circled to bet here in this series, JVT, was that Clippers plus 2.5. But if you're going to go and do that, you might as well just play the over on the total.
Minus
game.
115.
Right,
yep.
yeah, you're getting better bang for your buck there. You see that plus 2.5, minus 130, over 5.5 at minus 115. Better to play that. So maybe that's what I end up on here. Do I think the Suns win this series? Yes, I think the Suns win this series. Do I think this is also mispriced, though? Yes, I do. I think this should be a lot tighter. Gil kind of pressed me on this on a numbers game earlier today. I do think that the Warriors Clippers line is, or the Warriors and Kings line is more egregious. I think this one is not as bad of what the true odds I would make it be, but still the separation here is too much. I think there is value on the Clippers side.
And when we talk about some of these matchups too, there is, when you look at the Clippers roster, right? The Clippers are a roster that is littered with a bunch of big-bodied wings.
Yeah.
It does not include Paul George, by the way, who we know is not going to be ready for the start of this series. What we don't know is what the start of the series means. Is it just game 1? Is it game 2? Is it game 3? Games 1 through 4, whatever it's going to be. But the Clippers are a team that like to switch a bunch on defense, and that negates a lot of what the Phoenix Suns are going to want to do. And they're also going to be comfortable matching up one-on-one with Devin Booker, with Kevin Durant. And while that may allow them to get theirs, they're also going to be comfortable in saying, okay, well, guess who's not going to get theirs? Chris Paul, Josh Okogie, right? All of the Landry Shamet, all of these other pieces that are on this team. And they also, one of the big things that has bothered the Clippers in past matchups of the Phoenix Suns, DeAndre Ayton. He would just leap over smaller guys because they would play these small ball lineups, get offensive rebounds, work the glass, do things really well down low. They have two bigs to go at him now, Ivica Zubac and Mason Plumlee. Like, again, I think to your overall point, you twist my arm, who wins this series? I would say the Suns.
Yes.
But the probability which the market is giving the Clippers, I think, is higher. And to say, again, like, we're essentially talking about this being almost like a 2-7 match.
Yep.
In terms of the way this market is being priced.
Okay, so these are the things the Clippers have going for. I think that you do have, like you just pointed out, the bigs to throw at Ayton that you maybe haven't had in the past. And Ayton, I think, is maybe constantly just overrated. I think Zubac is going to be able to handle him a little bit better than most people would think. You have the guys that can actually match up on Booker and Durant. And Booker and Durant, they're two of the best wing players in the NBA. Of course, they're going to get theirs still. But when we start to talk about depth, I don't care if Paul George is there or not. The Clippers still have better depth than this Phoenix Suns team does, especially from a scoring standpoint, right? So are they going to need Kawhi to show up pretty much every night? Of course they're going to need Kawhi to show up every night. But when you have Bones Highland, Norman Powell, all these guys that you can mix in and look for to get buckets, this team has the scorers that you can turn to when things start to bog down, which I'm sorry, we've seen with this Clippers team this year. Things start to bog down from an offensive output standpoint. You can start to go to those other guys, though, and I think this is where another one is just a lot closer than what these odds, what the sportsbook's telling us.
Yep, absolutely agree.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.